What's going on, guys? So today I have a huge surprise for Lindsay. Anybody who knows her knows she loves long, hot showers. I mean, she could literally fill the tanks in one shower without a problem. Now, the Suburban 6 gallon hot water tank that we have says otherwise. So pretty much since we've been in here living full time, she has just been dying to go with a tankless water heater. So today's the day. Finally, it came in. I'm going to get it installed. She's actually out doing laundry and whatnot right now, so I'm hoping to get it in before she gets home as a big surprise. So, about the one that I got, I ended up getting the Furrion 2.4 gallon per minute tankless water heater. One of the big reasons I ended up going with this one, for one, it was in stock. As most of you guys know, getting pieces parts right now are difficult. So like the Gerard and a lot of the other ones were sold out or not available, or the cost of them was insane. So one of the distributors I go through had this in stock. I literally ordered it last night and it came this morning. So overnight shipping, I would have never expected that. So super happy with that. In the future, possibly we'll end up maybe upgrading from this. I'm actually curious, though. Units I've inspected that have this unit installed, I've actually been pretty surprised with. It's pretty much instant hot water to the sinks. It doesn't seem like it takes much flow to get it to turn on. So we'll see. I'll kind of keep you guys updated throughout the next couple months with how it's working. But like I said, from the units I've inspected, it's pretty good. And at the price point that I got it, I'm not going to really complain. I got this thing for the same cost as a standard 6 gallon water heater. So, I think it's going to be a win-win. But let's get this sucker installed. Alright, so right now, as you can see, I'm draining the hot water tank. So once I get that, all drained out, I'll scrape around the outside gasket, get that kind of undone, and I'll go inside, get the plumbing disconnected, and pull it out. The big thing with this, obviously, disconnect the water, turn your propane tanks off. I usually actually like to purge it at the stove. That way you just burn off a lot of it before, possibly disconnecting it from the hot water tank and kind of filling up the area a little bit. It's not going to be enough to really hurt much, but it's enough to make people wonder if something's leaking. So just kind of burn off a lot of it at the stove. That way when you disconnect from the hot water tank, it's not a big deal. As you can tell, this is a Suburban water heater. So pretty much what we have to do here, obviously you got your water lines in the back we got to disconnect. We got a plug down here, and then we are also going to have a propane line going to it. That obviously connects on the outside of the unit at the outside door. But right now I'm just going to get some of these water lines done. That way when I pry it out from over there, for the most part everything should be disconnected over on this side. You gotta love how much stuff the manufacturers leave behind. So with this unit, you get, a nice thermostat. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to be mounting this yet. I know, majority like new units, they put them next to the sink in the bathroom. I don't know if I necessarily want it out to where you can see it, but it needs to be somewhere accessible in case there's a failure or whatnot. It will tell you if there's a issue going on. Now this is a big misconception a lot of people have with tankless water heaters. They think they go tankless, they're going to save a lot of space, be able to use the space behind the water heater for something else, storage, batteries, whatever it may be. you don't really gain any room behind it. I mean, yes, you're getting rid of the tank, but with the tankless, you're gaining heat exchangers pretty much that take up about the same amount of room. So as you can tell, once you put everything, it's just about the exact same size as the Suburban, and that is a 6-gallon version that is sitting there. So if you went from a 10-gallon to a tankless, you would definitely save a little bit of room. But when it comes to 6 gallons, you're pretty much identical dimensions. So my coach ended up taking the control wires right across. Luckily enough, my bathroom, my sink is right here. So I just ran them up through the wall, and I'll show you where I'm putting it on the other side. Obviously, as you can see, I just drilled a hole, pull the wires through, so this will end up going directly over top. Obviously, I have the bowl sink, so it'll pretty much cover it. But, I didn't exactly want it up, completely in sight, but this is at least close enough to where we'll be able to see what's going on with it and be able to adjust it if need be. Alright guys, so as you can tell, I put butyl tape behind this whole seal. I kind of always look at butyl tape as being like the internal seal. That way, if the sealant by chance does fail on the outside once we put the door on, this kind of acts as just another barrier to hold water away. Plus, when you screw through it, it kind of wraps the screws and keeps the screws watertight. So I absolutely love this stuff. So make sure you just put some on the inside of this. These corners were a little open, so I just kind of packed it in there. The door will push against those. But, got the door down there. Put that on. I just got some measurements and whatnot. I had to trim my plastic a little bit from the Suburban door. And that's about it. Alright, just got done putting this in. Sorry guys, my tripod is missing in action currently, so I wasn't able to film much of this. But obviously, just screwed in. The big thing is obviously, the butyl tape's on that inside edge, but we still have to silicone, around this whole edge, all the way around the bottom. And then I always like to put it right here, regardless of the type of hot water tank is, between the hot water tank and here, just because there is times where these will overflow or go off the blow off or whatever else, and will leak down and get into the wood through this little seam here. So I always seal that. Same thing with all the screws all the way around. Takes half a second, and it's just that added little bit. Again, RVs and water aren't friends, so seal it up. And there she is, all finished up. So I did just kind of want to talk to you guys as far as the wrap up for this Furrion hot water tank. So far, we've been using it for about 2 days. It's been working great. I did have one hiccup. I have to contact Furrion. My control screen is kind of giving me some error codes here and there. And everything that I could tell, it's actually, I believe, just the controller is going to probably need to be replaced. I'll give an update when I get there. Hot water tank still works perfectly fine, so that's great. So at least don't have cold water. But so far, that's been the only hiccup. The other big thing you need to make sure is when you do order one of these, there is different size doors. So depending if you have a Suburban or an Atwood and what size hot water tank you have, you make sure you take that into consideration and order the right size door. Obviously, I have the Suburban, so I just have the 16 by 16. Atwoods, I believe, are 16 by 18, and then a 16 by 20 or an 18 by 18. I can't remember 100% now, depending if you have the 10 gallon or the 6 gallon. So again, just keep that in mind. I will have links down and below for this. You can pick it up on Amazon. Super fast shipping, and like I said, guys, so far the wife's happy, so she was pleasantly surprised. So I'm also pleasantly happy. So until next time, guys, have a great day, and see you out there.